This is a showdown we've circled on the calendar as number 1 goes on the road to face a top 10 team. Welcome to the home of the Florida State Seminoles, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. As we'll see the national champions from last year, the Florida Gators, taking on a playoff team from last year, the Florida State Seminoles. Greenway Sports College Football, Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Cronstreet. Let's get right to the action. Deep to start us off. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee to bring the football to the 25-yard line. Starts with a quick pass to the left off the RPO. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps charting, gets a fresh set of downs.
My gosh, this defense heard all week about stopping this receiver. If you're going to do anything to have a chance to win, you got to stop this guy. In the very first play of the game, first down and big yards.
He gets loose. The defense all over him. They stop him right at the line. Early in the season, I think you can sense both these teams realize there's a lot to play for, a lot at stake for their seasons, and they're just kind of settling into this game.
Well, just look at the atmosphere today. It's almost playoff-like out there. Both these teams understand what a win could do for them, and the intensity is jacked up out on the field.
Looking to set up a screen pass here. Runs through the defender. They tackle him at the 48, but it's enough for a new first down.
I love early in a game like this where you get the running back involved. You just get his hands on the football. Also, nice, easy screen. Gets the quarterback settled into the game. Nice, easy throw. And look at this. Ends up being a huge play.
Breaks loose at the 40. Tackle finally made at the 37. First and 10 from there. And the Noles come to the line in the hurry up.
What a big game by this offense, and they're now going to kick to that up-tempo. Kind of sense that the defense is a bit on their heels, confused.
And it's caught outside the 10 and still going. He's down after the catch at the 12 for a red zone opportunity. And the Seminoles come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. And they'll give it to the back. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. Well, they don't block the defensive end and shows some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
Looking to pass here on second down. Incomplete. That should have been caught. That's on the receiver.
Everything about this play tells you about today's offenses and what they're asking out of their running backs. You can't just be a guy who runs the football anymore. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't do a very good job of it on this play.
7th play now, the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Tries the right with a quick throw. 4th down completion to the running back.
Quarterback had a lot of time to evaluate this defense, and most of his reads downfield appeared to be taken away, so he checks it down to his running back. And how about the way this defense just runs to the football to keep him short of that first down? Great job by the D.
Looks like the coach decides to go for 3 points here. Here comes the field goal team. So it'll be a chip shot from the right hash mark. And it's good right down the middle. But wait, a flag is down. If it's on the defense, it's going to be first down. The Noles line it up with first and goal.
Here we go, set.
There's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. Caught in the flat by the running back. But the play loses yardage. Very tough second down coming up now.
This is not how you draw it up as an offensive coordinator. You got a first down play, and you go backwards. Now you're behind the sticks, and that play just never seemed to have much of a chance at all.
Ball moved back to the 4 for second and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll run it from the gun. Tough running to avoid a loss that just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Down inside the red zone, they reach in their bag of tricks here, but the defense does a really good job of being aware and bringing the ball carrier down.
They've gotten the ball down to the 3-yard line, but now it's third and goal.
Ready.
On the ground, trying to punch it in for the score. And he muscles into the end zone. Touchdown, Seminoles.
Well, that is a textbook opening drive for this offense. Good job of blending the run with the pass. Had a little more success throwing the football, but when it became crunch time, they gave that ball to that running back, and he knows how to get the ball into the end zone.
Well, they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. PAT makes it 7-0. Touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Try to make a play from deep in his end zone. Solid coverage there. They get it at the 15. That's when the offense will take over. First and 10, they'll look to throw it. That one falls incomplete. Good defensive play. Brings up second down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
And wow, listen to this crowd noise. This stadium is vibrating. That's why this is such a tough place for visitors to play. They'll look to throw it here on second down. This pass is on target, caught. He stopped him, but he gets out across the 25-yard line. And the Gators hustle to the line to crank up the tempo.
And there's no time to sit there and talk to each other as a defense. You give up a big gain for a first down, and already you got to get lined up because here comes the ball again.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. Looking to scramble. Breaks free. Slides to avoid the big hit. Listen to the crowd energy here in the early going. This is a tough environment for visitors. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Catch made by the tight end. And that is a first down gain. Moves the ball to the 40.
Just a good job of spreading the wealth, making sure everybody's getting their touches. When you do that, the defense can't lock in on one guy or two guys. Make them have to be aware of everybody, and allows you to continue to spread the ball around and spread the field, making it tougher for this defense.
They to test the middle there, but get nothing. Offense cranking up the tempo now. No huddle. The intensity curve already evident this kind of rivalry game. Look, you played one of the biggest rivalries there is in Ohio State, Michigan. What was different about that?
Yeah, I think the emotions are flying around early. I think the team that's able to get down and just kind of settle in and play football is a team that jumps out to an early advantage. I always talk to Nick Saban about it. He's been in so many big rivalries as a coach, and he says, yeah, what am I supposed to do? Get them more fired up when we play against an Auburn versus playing against a Mississippi State? No, we're going to be the same team every single time we go out. Kind of control those emotions is the team that's going to end up winning. Chris, I know it's not a huge game. You didn't pick up the first down, but it's still early in this game. Never abort this running game. You keep working. It's kind of like a body blow in a boxing match. Keep wearing the defense down, and eventually you can hit a big one.
They'll hand it off. Gets the first and still running. They bring him down to the 27. This offense really threatening now.
Well, you keep getting these chunk runs by this offense. They keep moving the chains and putting a lot of pressure on this defense, especially on a long drive like this. This defense looks clearly worn down.
The Gators line up on 1st and 10 now. From the shotgun, here's an inside give.
Hat on the hat up front. Good job of opening up the holes. Anytime you can get positive yards on first down, that's a win.
Ball handed off. They finally make the tackle, but it's going to be 1st and goal from the 6.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see as an offense to open up a football game. Everything seems to be working, whether they're running the football, as we saw right there, able to protect, throw the football with timing and rhythm, everything on.
Fights into the end zone. Touchdown, Gators. Well, they slowed the game down with a long, grinding drive to produce a touchdown. That was impressive.
What's impressive to me is the consistency. You know, it's one thing to hit a receiver and you can score a big touchdown, but to be able to go and sustain drives and keep the sticks moving, that puts a lot on the quarterback and the execution of the offense, and man, did they make that look easy.
And the extra point was up and good. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. So no return here. He takes in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. Offense will keep it on the ground here. The defender. Defense makes the tackle with the clock running. That'll probably be the final play of this first quarter. So some early drama here. We're all even at the end of one. Let's take a quick pause and check out the stats from this first quarter. And after a promising start, we hope that both these teams will just continue with more of this action. Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play.
Base 27 jump. Base 27 jump.
And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Look out. Room to run here. They bring him down, but he makes the 40-yard line. It's a solid game.
Good push up front and great acceleration by this back. I tell you, he's doing a pretty good impression right now of a combination of greats that they've had at Florida State. Guys like Warwick Dunn and Devontae Freeman, and more recently with guys like Cam Akers and Dalvin Cook.
Empty set now, 5 wide. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap.
Hey, flyer.
Looking to throw it on first down. Fires it to the wideout. Downfield shot falls incomplete. Couldn't quite connect there.
A lot of times college football, the game comes down to just a play or two. And
That's a missed opportunity by this offense. I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to come back to that same play in the second half.
Offense moving into a bunch formation. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Defense is coming after him. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Boy, that pass rush got in there in a hurry. Great job by this defense of disrupting the rhythm and timing between the quarterback and the receivers.
Now from the 40, the offense faces a 3rd and long to keep this drive going. Dropping back, looking to throw for the 1st down. Can't hold on. Good defensive play, brings up a 4th down.
And I was hoping he'd be able to hold on to that football. That would have been a big play there on 3rd down. Now, big decision coming up here on 4th.
4th and 10 after 3 straight incompletions. Can they connect this time? Back in motion now. And he's throwing for it on 4th down. Delivers quickly to the left side. Oh, what a grab! They get him down, not before he reaches the 39. The Seminoles offense is on the move now. First down, looking to throw the football. Moves out of the pocket. Extending the play now. And he decides to step out of bounds, avoiding the contact. Doesn't have enough for the 1st down.
Good awareness here by this defense, keeping their eyes on the quarterback, knowing that he's a potential threat. That time, before he could get out, they keep him to a short gain.
What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense? They bring him down to the 18. The offense set up in the red zone with a 1st down.
Chris, with this style of RPO, the quarterback has to do a really good job of staying on that ride with the running back to make sure that the defense is really up against the run before he can pull it out and throw the football. Here, it's a little further downfield, but the same result as far as the potential and the big gain coming off of an RPO.
The junior able to bring him down quickly.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside and their ability to make big plays, but the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
Short completion there. 2nd down coming up. Handoff here from the shotgun. Minimal gain brought down short of the marker. An important 3rd down attempt for this offense. And the back now goes in motion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Pass caught. Can he get in? Brought down at the 3-yard line, but this offense now has a 1st down and goal right there.
What a great route here by this tight end on 3rd down, and the quarterback does a smart thing by looking for the big fella. Who's your best friend on 3rd down? Of course, the tight end, and now we've got 1st and goal.
Finds an open target on the left side. And he's down at the 3-yard line.
Well, this is exactly what you want to see from the defense. Yeah, you give up the catch, but you're right there to be able to stop this receiver from making any yards after the catch.
Now they come up 2nd and goal from the 3. try to muscle toward the end zone on the ground. Couldn't quite get in, but they're knocking on the door at the 1. And the Knowles looking to crank up the tempo a bit. And they're trying to punch it in here. And he fights into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State.
And that's another touchdown for this guy. This defense better adjust and get eyes into that backfield. He may go for a third or a fourth later today.
And now the try here for the extra point. PAT puts him in front by 7. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Here comes the return from deep in the end zone. And he'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line. Good job by the coverage team. So the first play of the drive coming up here. Under 3 minutes to play before half. Secondary up now, trying to jam these receivers. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. Tries to get it to the running back. Looks to his left and makes the completion. He's brought down, but an explosive play through the air.
Boy, a huge play by this offense. A good throw, a nice accurate throw. But I think it's the run after the catch that really impresses me. And early in this game, you got to think they're going to continue to go back to him until this defense shows that they can slow him down.
Looking deep to the right side. Caught right near the sideline for a big gain. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a first down.
Okay, here they go. Big first down, good pickup, and they are off and running.
It's the 2-minute timeout of what's been a really competitive game so far. Chance for the offense to take the lead before the break. Fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff.
Love this early in the game by this defense. Taking control of the line of scrimmage, not giving this back anywhere to go, and they keep him short of the first down.
Gators are in the red zone now. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. And they finally stop him, but a decent gain that time.
But I feel like they called that knowing chances are they're not going to hit a home run. But look at this. Put themselves in a perfect third down situation. It's much more manageable. Now we'll see if they can convert.
And here comes the noise. This crowd is trying to inspire this defense to make a big red zone stop. Shotgun formation here on 3rd down. Looking to the end zone. He had all day back there before throwing the strike. Touchdown, Florida.
Perfect timing here by this quarterback. Great read, puts the ball where his man can make a play on it, and they're an extra point away from tying this game up.
And he knocks the PAT right down the middle. The PAT ties the game here in the 2nd quarter now. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And he'll just take a knee. Drive will start at the 25-yard line. So the first play of the drive here coming up, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. And looking to throw now on 1st down. Running back grabs it on the screen. Play never had a chance. Defense grabs him for a loss.
Chris, the timing of this screen pass just seemed to be off. The defense almost waiting for the ball to be thrown. He had nowhere to go by the time he caught it.
So from the 21-yard line, it's now 2nd and long. A play action, looking to throw. Quick throw to his receiver. Intercepted, picked off by the defense. Could take it all the way. Touchdown, Gators. A huge defensive score. Well, The takeaway and the touchdown, that is just a dream play for any defender, Kurt.
Well, let's start with the interception. I just love the fact that he got his eyes turned around, found the football, and then has the athletic ability to be able to secure it. Then he goes back to high school running back days and shows you what he can do with the ball in his hands and takes it all the way back for a touchdown. Beautiful thing.
So after the touchdown, here's the kickoff, and we'll see if the opposing offense has time to answer before halftime. And he'll take off from deep in the end zone. Tackle at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. Here's the first play of the drive. They'll set up from the 13. Keeping it on the ground here. The game moves the ball to the 20-yard line. They'll crank up the tempo here on second down. The time is running out. Looking for a receiver. A deep shot to the left side. Oh, it's picked off. What a play. Breaks into the open. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Well, that's now 2 interceptions for this quarterback, and we're only in the first half. This is the exact start this defense was hoping for to create a ton of momentum.
So here comes the first play of the drive. Can they do something in the final 30 seconds of the half? Now they're running on the toss. Just a small gain. Looking at 2nd and 9. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
In the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
And they heave it deep downfield. And it's picked off. That was a risky pass attempt, and he paid the price. He could go. He goes down, but they'll have a chance here now just before halftime.
Love to see defensive backs who are able to locate the football and break on the ball and be able to go up and make a clean interception. Great play here.
Looks like the final play of the half coming up. First down, looking to throw the ball. He's running out of time here. And it's incomplete with just 1 second remaining on the clock.
Anytime a quarterback's able to recognize a free rusher like that, that's what the check down is for. He has to recognize the protection issues quickly and pivot.
Offense getting set up. Here's 2nd down. They'll change the pre-snap look now. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Bought some time, now lets it go. Receiver makes the catch. He rolls out of bounds. That's a big gainer there. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. And the Seminoles will kick it off to begin the second half. Trying to make a play from deep in his end zone. Tackle at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. And the Florida offense is back out on the field now. And they'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And the sophomore able to bring him down quickly.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
And they'll tackle him about the 23-yard line.
What a great job to be able to establish some rhythm to an offense. When you can run the football like this, it just opens up the playbook. You can continue to run. You can go to play action. You really keep the defense on their heels when you can run the ball like this. Nice play.
Gators lining up here on 1st and 10. And now the handoff. Fights off a defender.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. And just a short gain this time. We're able to get him down. The Gators come to the line to run the hurry-up. Running play called on 3rd and short. And he's tackled, but only after picking up a first down.
How impressive these guys been up front today. Big 3rd down, know what you need to do, get the first down, continue to hold on to that lead, continue to work clock, and get that much closer to securing a victory.
The Gators pick up enough yardage to keep this drive rolling. Change of pace now, looking to throw the football. Taking a deep shot here to the right. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. They tackle him all the way down to the 15-yard line. This offense is knocking on the door now.
What a gain here. Big play for this offense. The quarterback and receiver just seem to be in sync. Tough on that corner to try to make a play on that ball.
And the Gators are going to cash in this red zone trip. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside give. And that one produces a decent gain. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. And he's finally tackled out at the 2-yard line.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes him block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
And it looks like the quarterback's going to run it. Motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida. Well, the energy really building now, Kirk. If they're not careful, this could get ugly.
Chris, this offense has been impressive the entire game. One of the great things about rivalry games is you'll never forget this kind of performance.
Attack on the PAT. It's a 2-touchdown lead now, 28-14. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And that kick will just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start at the 25. And the Florida State offense heads back onto the field. It's a shotgun run call. One takes it across the 30-yard line. The Noles will come to the line to crank up the tempo.
Pretty good gain here by this offense, and here they are. They're getting already set to the line of scrimmage. They're ready to go. Defense better get their cleats in the ground.
He escapes the pocket. And he'll heave the ball deep down that right side. Defense breaks it up. Nice play. Incomplete.
Well, they come out firing here to start this second half. They didn't make this completion, but I think it sends a clear message to this defense that the adjustments that this offense is going to make is that they're going to be aggressive and they're going to look for their one-on-one opportunities.
Urgency now for the offense that hate to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Getting off for a draw. The defense scoops it up. The ball is loose.
How about this defense flying in there trying to get their hand on the ball? They do, and they're able to pounce on it for a big turnover.
Not the news the coach was hoping to hear. He took a chance calling a timeout to get the replay. We'll see if that proves to be crucial. And the Florida offense retakes the field. They punched it in the last possession. Can they do it again, or will this defense make some adjustments to get a stop? And he's able to find some room before they finally bring him down.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half. And he's already at it again.
Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Quarterback takes off now, looking to scramble. They bring him down, but not before he moves the sticks with a first down gain.
I really like this call by this offense on second and short. Looking to maybe take a shot downfield. Nobody is open, so instead, he's able to just tuck it, run, and pick up a nice first down.
That's a nice tackle there by the senior. Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a third and long. The shotgun running play call. And tackled after a small pickup there. So here we go, third down. Defense needs a stop here, trying to force a field goal attempt. They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. Oh, and he didn't get there. The defense makes a stop against this excellent third down offense.
The defense made a good play there, but needs to string along more stops like that against this running back if they want to be able to win this game. The run game has looked good in the first half, but maybe that won't be the case from now on.
No punt. Offense still on the field, going to go for it on fourth down. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Quarterback finds an open target on the left side. He steps out of bounds, but more than enough yardage to set up first and goal.
Chris, how about this? You're inside the red zone. You get the fourth down. You go for it. You show that aggressive approach. Your players love that you show confidence in them, and you're rewarded with a first down.
The Gators look to keep this drive moving. Here's the handoff on first and goal. Going to try to run inside, but nowhere to go.
Maybe this stop is an indicator of what's to come for this defense. The offense, frankly, has been able to enforce their will in the first half, but maybe things are starting to change.
So it sets up a second and goal from the 4. Here's a run to the left, looking for the touchdown. Nowhere to run up the middle. Some noise now, trying to help out this defense to get this stop near the goal line. Trying to throw for it on third and goal. Looking to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Gators.
Well, that's a thing of beauty right there. Good job all around. Offensive line gave the quarterback enough time. Quarterback puts it right on the money. And with this receiver running a route like this, makes it pretty simple. All you had to do was get his head turned around, catch that football. He's already in the end zone for the touchdown.
Here comes the point after attempt. The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. And as we take a break, take a quick look at how the national rankings stack up in the chase for those playoff positions. And now, entering the final period of play, is there an epic comeback in store? We're going to find out. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Kickoff booted out of bounds. The offense will start now from the 40. Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. Here comes a handoff. And they'll stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
Christine, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively. But I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Second down after that run on the previous play.
Let's go.
And now they'll run it on the draw. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play.
Well, they didn't bust that for a big play, but it makes this third down coming up a little bit more manageable, and that certainly has a lot of value.
Solid gain on the running play. Third down now.
Pace, 27, John.
Out of the gun now on third down. Slangs the quick throw. They move the ball to the 48 and earn a fresh set of downs.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
And he just throws it away incomplete. Didn't see anybody open. Going to bring up second down. Second and 10 now from the 48 after that incompletion.
Down.
And throwing again on second and 10. Fires it to the wideout. He's got a man down the middle. They make the tackle, but this offense now in scoring position. First down to the 32.
Well, these big pass plays can jumpstart this offense a bit, and here they go with the tempo, looking to get this defense confused and out of position.
And this is dropped. Would have been a huge gain, but he could not collect it.
Now here we are in the fourth quarter. The offense just trying to come up with something to try to spark this offense to give them a chance at a comeback. Unfortunately, the defense is playing smart. They're sitting back, anticipating these deep throws.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. Third and long. Receiver in motion now. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. Pressure is coming. And it's incomplete. They let it fly on third down, but now it brings up fourth.
Now, trailing by this much in the fourth quarter, the defense playing smart. They know you've got to take some deeper shots to try to get back into this game with a big play. And the margin of error for this quarterback shrinks with every pass attempt.
Downfield and incomplete. A fourth down stop.
What a great job by this defense, really all game long. It's very fitting. Here we are now in the fourth quarter on a fourth down play. They step up yet again. Now you give the ball to your own offense, you work that clock, and you seal victory.
And the Gators offense retakes the field. They've really built momentum in this game. They've been hard to stop. Can the defense make some adjustments, come up with a stop here? They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for his big tight end. Wide open downfield. They finally get him down, but this passing game has produced a chunk play. That'll put him over 150 yards today, Kirk. He is putting on a show on this big stage.
How great is this? On this stage, as you mentioned, Chris, just playing his best game. He's been in sync with his receivers. Back there, has time to throw. Just having a dream performance.
Lets it fly out of the wideout. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right. The Gators hustle to the line to run the hurry-up. It's press coverage now from these DBs. He'll hand it off. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain. Great start for this offense. 3 plays, and suddenly it's a first and goal. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. Looking for 6. And he's got it. Touchdown, Florida. How in the world do you lose track of the reliable tight end on that play, Kurt?
The only thing I can think about is the defense is so locked in on the wide receivers or maybe the running game that they just forgot about the tight end. The guy's wide open. That's an easy throw.
And the PAT is good. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Here comes the return from deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. And the Seminoles offense comes back on the field. Defense got a big 4th down stop in the last possession. Let's see what happens here. Lets it go quickly. That's knocked away. Defense makes a nice play. It's incomplete.
Love the idea of the defense getting more speed on the field, whether it's nickel or dime. Get as many defensive backs on the field as you can, and then sit back when you're working with this kind of lead in the 4th quarter. You don't want to give up the big play. Force them to throw underneath, tackle them inbounds, and keep that clock moving.
Oh, and he could not hold on. Would have been a huge gain.
Yet another incomplete pass, and this offense simply hasn't accomplished anything at all through the air today. Time is of the essence now, and a comeback seems improbable to me.
Well, it's been tough so far to get this drive going. Now they face 3rd and 10 from inside their own 20. What's the call going to be? Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. He's looking deep again. What a catch! That picks up a first down. We'll spot it at the 39.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
It's an out route. The catch made. Defense shoves him out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
Chris, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's only his 2nd catch of this entire game. Boy, this defense has done an amazing job of keeping him in check. Let's face it, this guy's as good as anybody in the country. Big-time playmaking ability, but they've taken him out of the game. I think it's a big reason that they have a nice lead.
Military stun.
2nd down, we're going to throw it. Looking downfield near the end zone. Oh, and it's batted down by the defense. Great play to deny a touchdown.
Now, the passing game just hasn't been consistent today. It's plain and simple. They might not quite be out of it yet, but they have to start connecting soon, or this one will be over.
Offense looking to keep the drive going here. 3rd and short now from the 44. Play action fake. Looking to throw. Incomplete. He was hit as he threw the football there on 3rd down.
Boy, it's another incompletion. Just something is missing with this offense. Cannot quite get into sync. And now we got another 4th down for this quarterback.
Down late, they'll keep the offense on the field trying to chip away at this lead. 4th down, looking to throw for it. And it falls incomplete. A turnover on downs. Big play for this defense.
Oh, my gosh. A drop pass here on this 4th down play. Everything was perfect. The execution is there. The route is nice. The ball is on the money. All he has to do is catch it, and it's a 1st down, and he drops it. This one could come back to haunt him.
Grinding away with the running game. 5-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 5.
Hey, it's a great job of running the football. It's the right idea, but the back's got to stay in bounds. Because remember, with the new rule in college football, the clock still stops momentarily until the referee sets the play clock for the next play, and then it'll start again. So stay in bounds and work that clock.
Quick throw. That's an RPO caught on the left side. Touchdown, Gators. This quarterback on fire today.
That's another touchdown for these guys. Man, they have had a day that you dream about, whether it's the quarterback, the running back, the receivers, the offensive line. The entire unit has been dominant.
And the PAT is good as they continue to pull away even more. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. And the ball spotted at the 17. Would have been better off just taking a knee. And here comes the Florida State offense on the field. Time running out. Serious urgency here. Can they score and score quickly? First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Catch made on the left side. And they wrap him up, but the gain is good enough for a first down.
Defense kind of lost a running back here. Makes a nice catch. Gets the first down in the process.
First down here for this offense. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. He finds some space. And he'll scoot out of bounds after a short gain. Not enough for the first down.
Well, he was close to getting to that corner and picking up some big yards, but the defense does a good job of getting him out of bounds.
Makes the grab. It's Brown. Defense makes the stop very close to a first down. The Seminoles looking to run some tempo here. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense facing some serious urgency, trying to come up with a miracle late here. Offense gets set up here. It's 3rd down. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Tight coverage, deflected and incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Boy, this offense has really struggled today, Chris, when it comes to throwing the football. They have dug themselves a huge hole. They're not going to have any chance of coming back. And I think one thing about this is you wonder where you go from here. You're hoping to make a play or two to give yourself a belief that things can get better, but it's just...
He's got it. Enough for a first down. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs. And the Noles will have 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw here. Short throw to the back, caught behind the line of scrimmage. They bring him down, but he was fast enough to get that first down yardage. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Bringing pressure. He cannot escape. It's a sack.
Chris, I'm really surprised by the way this game has turned out. That's another sack by this defense. They've done such a great job of preparing a plan to get ready for one of the top quarterbacks in the country. They've kept him out of sync, applied pressure, and a big part of the reason they're enjoying this lead right now.
It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw that time. And now 3rd down coming up. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. He's picked for a 3rd time tonight. He's bringing it back at the 20. All the way back for the pick 6. Touchdown, Florida.
Great job here by the defense coming up with yet another play. Boy, they are just pouring it on today, dominating in every phase.
And the kick is up and good. They tack on a point to their lead. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. He thought about returning it, but instead takes a knee. It'll be a touchback, and they'll start at the 25. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball.
Chris, now that we're in the final couple of minutes of this game, it's a good time to just kind of step back and appreciate the job this defense has done throughout the entire game. They've applied pressure. They've been physical at the line of scrimmage. Good job in space. And a big part of the reason that they have such a big lead today.
And on the carry, he's heading left. And the runner steps out of bounds, but does have enough yardage to pick up the first down.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this can really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
Tackle up near midfield at the 48.
Well, if there's a silver lining for the defense, at least this quarterback didn't get out and gash him for a first down. But now they've got options coming up here. I wouldn't be surprised to see if they go back to him again.
It's incomplete. That was caused by the defensive pressure. And now it brings up third down. See if the offense can move the chains off that incompletion. They're going to throw for it on third and short. Pump over the middle. It's Brown. Now play enough for a first down. The offense set up at the 43.
Well, trailing in the game like this, the offense really needed this conversion, and they got it. Let's see if they can build on some momentum after that.
Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. And that catch is hauled in. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice game there.
Boy, great job here by the quarterback to find the running back out of the backfield. That'll earn his team a new set of downs.
Another chunk play. This offense is really clicking.
Trick 9B.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Grab down the middle. It's Brown. After second effort, he's brought down, but it's past the mark.
And here the tight end shows off his hands for a nice game. Love to see the big man get his touches.
And the Seminoles are in the red zone.
Charcoal.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. Launching one to the end zone. And he makes the catch. Touchdown, Noles.
You know the most impressive thing to me, Chris, I mean, they're not going to win this football game. I love that they're still fighting. Man, I think that tells you a lot about this team, the character, the culture, the way they're coached. It's not their day, but I'm just impressed that they're still battling out there.
And they're able to tack on the extra point. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And it comes out of the 25. No return attempted there. And the first play of the drive now from the 25.
Camper. Banner. Ready.
Looking to throw it on first down. On the move now. On the move, looking deep down the right side. Took one last shot with no time on the clock, though. This game is over. This is an impressive performance. They played a good football team here today, Kirk, but they just dragged them behind the woodshed and dominated from the start. This is going to catch people's attention.
Yeah, I think most people are going to be in awe when they look at the results of this game. Unbelievable job by this team dealing with the expectations, the pressure, and as you said, playing a good team. This was a big-time win and an opportunity to really continue to move up.
And that is going to do it. We enjoyed being here.